Welcome to part 4. In this episode, we're going to check in with your visibility strategy. Where it's up to, is it working? Do you like it? What tweaks do you need to make? And where are you going from here on in? Now, I am recording this in April, so we have really felt, especially in the UK, we've had 3 months of darkness. And thank goodness for this pale and ginger face, the clocks have changed now and we have a bit more sunlight. We've all been craving it. We've all wanted that kind of energy in our bones once again. So naturally, it is a time where most of us feel more buoyant. We want to be out there a little bit more, but it's not always easy. You know, we get used to what we're used to. And so if we're used to staying in our comfort zone, to suddenly have to creep our way out of it can feel a little bit scary, or we second guess ourselves, or we just kid ourselves that we can't do it anymore. All of which we know is not true, but we are humans with real life emotions as well. I would love you to have a moment right now and really think about what you need to say, what you need to share, and to really own it, own your unique perspective and bring it all together. Because I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I see it every day, the same stuff. And yes, it's got a different storyteller, as in like a different business owner, but it's the same. People are using the same turn of phrase. They've got similar projects. They've got similar products, like they're called similar things. There isn't much reinvention here. And yet, what your clients and your customers are looking for is something a little bit more activating, a little bit more like, oh, this isn't what's this? You know, when you used to go around the supermarket, and they don't do it as much now, certainly not in ours. But you know, when they try a new flavor of something, and sometimes that flavor is like, we actually do not need to mess about with these crisps and add this new flavor. But sometimes that new flavor is exactly what somebody has been looking for. That combination really works well. I want you to think about what your audience need to know and what they are looking for, because people in this moment right now, they are looking for solutions. Back in the day, when I used to hear people, when I was a little girl, people would talk in ways where it would be like, make your bed and lie in it. Or like, that happens to some people, but it doesn't happen to us. People were very resigned to their existence, to their present moment. And I do not think that that is the case as much anymore. We've got too much information out there. We've got the internet. We've got, excuse me, we've got experts that can deliver this knowledge. And yet, there is so much out there. And so for people who are looking for solutions, it's overwhelming. Where do I start? How do I even begin? So many of those conversations are happening. And so I want you to think about the context and the nuance that you bring to the table. Who do you really help? So instead of just saying like, I help mums who want to start a work from home business. What kind of mums? What kind of business? What's the personality of the mums? Do they want something that's going to pay them £10 an hour and they do 3 hours a week? Or are you teaching people to build a 7-figure business? What is it that you are doing? And really thinking about that nuance, where somebody is up to in this process, how they like to learn, all these things that you can really personalize. Because the rumors and the stories and the hearsay, it's really rife at the moment. And I'm saying this probably because you've spent time with your friends and your family, and people who are not informed or not in your industry may have opposite views of something that you know is absolutely factually incorrect. So you might have somebody, you may run you may be a social media manager, for example, and this person might be like, social media, it's bad news, isn't it? Like, I think it should be banned. I really do. And there will be some people who think that, and that's absolutely fine, and they don't have to use it. But if you know that what social media can do for a business, a small business, you need to be able to share that as well. Because these people who are looking for your help, they're looking for a solution, they've also got this other stuff in the background. People who, I remember when I was starting having a coaching business online and I started talking about passive income, people were like, what is this? This just feels really sleazy. Passive income, not possible. And then when I started making it in 2014, I was like, well, it is possible. And here's why, and here's what I sold, and it absolutely, you can't disprove that. So I want you to think about right now, if you need to have a moment to yourself, to reconnect, to tune in before you go back out there delivering the same stuff. I want you to think about where you need to begin to activate your creativity once again, your imagination, and your storytelling. It's so easy to regurgitate the same sorts of things, but I know that you can do better. I know there's more that you can do. And also, in order to come from that place, I think you need to be rested. I think you need to be have that time out as well. This is not about productivity over progression all the time. I would rather you do less and be really progressive and needle moving in what you do, rather than just churning out the same kinds of things. Equally, it's all very well being consistent, and tick box, that's a really great thing. But when you're not connected, we can feel it. We can see it. We can see the look behind your eyes where you're just like, yeah, you're not really feeling your business, are you? We know. We just have that feeling like, yeah, I don't know, there's just something up at the moment. I would love you to think about what you love to talk about, how you love to talk about it, the things that really work in terms of the transformation. We're not just here to take up space online, even though we absolutely are and should be taking up space online, but we are here to make a difference. That's what one of the most important things that my clients say to me, like, I really want to make a difference. I really want to help more people. So therefore, we have to understand how we make that process efficient, because otherwise, if we're just trying to help people in here, there, and everywhere, we're not doing anything. We're not completing the circle here. So if you want to find out more, come on over to Speak Up. Speak Up can be a great way to work on your visibility strategy. And if you add magic at checkout, you can save 20% at the moment. I also have a brand new course called Activate and Illuminate, which could be great for your messaging. There's a whole workshop in there inside that CEO day. So once again, I'll leave the details below and I'll hopefully see you there. Lots of love. Bye.